Right, so this one's for Pam. It's very hard to go into things in 280 cars, um, so I'll do it here. We, in the West, have lost a remarkable device, courtesy of Big Pharma, and I'll tell you all about it. We had the space race in the 60s, and America won. They got to the moon. But Russia knew that they'd lost. And so the next big step was Mars. But to go to Mars meant a long space voyage. And escaping Earth's gravity is a big thing, so weight is crucial. If you want to cover all bases for any type of medical emergency, then the amount of kit that you've got to loft up into space, it becomes restrictive. So when Russia decided that they'd lost the moon race and looked to space stations, which they obviously were first with and put up there, they also had to deal with this conundrum. And they do some remarkable things in Russia which we don't do, again because of Big Pharma, in the West. They look at effluent outflows and they look at the critters that are living in there, because every one of the bad things that attacks us has got an enemy that will attack it. Microphages, they call it, microphages. And so they study these. Well, we just don't seem to be looking at that. We stay with the tried and tested since we were in the Stone Age. Let's grab some plants, let's grab some herbs, let's grab some roots. Let's take the chemical route to dealing with our ailments. But the human body is both chemical and electrical in nature. Your synapses, to trigger them, you either throw some fake key chemical to unlock it, or you give it the electrical signal that accompanies. So anyway, the Russians took the electrical route, because obviously if you can take a box of tricks that can be like a 21st century acupuncture device, i.e. stimulate the nerves so that the nerves then send messages and the body deploys its own onboard pharmacy. Because make no bones, the body has an amazing onboard pharmacy. You look at places like Lourdes and the miracles that happen there, they're not miracles. The body can do that. It just takes that 100% belief to let you heal you. That's what the whole placebo thing is about. 27% of every doctor's surgery are placebo healings. They walk in there so that the doctor can say, get better. And you obligingly get better. You get that permission. You get that belief that you will get better. Placebo. But that tells you that your body can do it. Give me a sugar pill and tell me I'll get better, and I will get better. 27% of the time. 30% of the time, people just get better. So that's 50%, 57% of all the people that walk into the doctor's office that are sorting themselves. Anyway, I digress. So, Soviet Union, USSR, builds a device, Scenar, self-controlled neuroadaptive regulator. And what it does, it fires an electric signal into your body. Your body goes, "Whoa!" And the scanner machine then reads that. So it reads what activity is going on. If your body's struggling with something, if your body's having a bit of an issue, if your organ's not working properly, you've got damage to your tissue, whatever, your body's trying to tell your head that that's going on so that your head can then deploy that sorts it out. So the scanner machine basically reads the messages running around your nervous system, copies them, messes them up a little bit, and fires them back in. And your body goes, what the fuck's that? What the fuck's that? And it focuses itself on whatever's going on. So if there's an ongoing crisis, you actually draw the mind's eye to that ongoing crisis. And then your body sorts it all out. The way the practitioners work is you'll spend 2/3 of the time using the scanner on the side of the body that's not an issue. So it and your body can understand what normal looks like. And then you go over to the bit that's a problem and let it see what the fuck's going on there. So, in the late 90s, this is what 3.2 grand would get you. It's got 3 settings. They're all simple. It's just point and away you go with it. Obviously, better electrical connection if you've got oil or but it starts itself up. There's a nice little beep. And you've got the controls. You take it to an energy level you're happy with, that your body can stand with, and you just let it do its thing. Change set. Way! Whoa! We'll turn that down a bit. This has got 3 settings. Out of Ukraine. Well, that one came out of Ukraine. This device is out of Russia. Same job. Electrical probe. Boom, bash, bong. By the time you got to mid-noughties, Big Pharma had pushed it out of the way. All you get now is Beefy Botham and his little footrests. Or you can go along for some top end, get rid of your wrinkles. And it was actually licensed for cosmetics. That was one of the things it was licensed before it was buried. The company I used to deal with in Ukraine, I used to get their documents and check them, make sure the translations were right, and get a bit of money off the gear and the tech. Not a trace of it anywhere on the web. Not a trace of anything that I used to gen myself up on the use of it. We bought it for our son, the terminally ill child, the disabled child, to bring him some respite from the worst sides of his issues. So yeah, we're a human being and we work chemically and we work electrically. Because of the accessibility in our evolution, the chemical approach has been the one we've exploited, and so we get our tablets, we get our we take the chemical route. But never forget, there is the electrical route. Acupuncture is just that. Sticking pins. You're stimulating the nerves, you're forcing them. You're not doing anything chemical, but the electrical response, again, you're drawing the mind's eye to the areas where the issue is, and your body focuses and sends it back, and you deploy your onboard pharmacy to deal with the issue. I mean, Scenar is acupuncture for the 21st century. And they've taken that from you. You are not worthy of that. Every house can't have its own doctor sat in the drawer running off a couple of AA batteries. What kind of madness is this? You've seen the kit. You've seen the kit. You know it exists. If you've never come across it before, you now know Scenar, self-controlled neuroadaptive regulator, something that talks to your body's electrical system, that forces reaction and enables you to deploy your own onboard pharmacy to deal with it, is a reality. And you'll probably sit there thinking, you know, I do know that the body's got an electrical side to it as well as a chemical side. So I do know that those ganglions, when they're passing they have the chemical and the electrical signal. And we make rough keys so that they can fit into the receptor sites and trick it. Our drugs are just mimics that mimic the chemical that would make that neuron fire to release that in us. I know that. So why not just have a bit of an electrical trigger to the self-same thing? You're not worthy. They don't want you to have that. And I'm not just singling out Big Pharma, because it is the big they. They don't want you to have that. That's anarchy, that is. You've been able to cure yourself. You've been able to take away most all of your ailments. They used to, well, they probably still are. In Russia, there used to be dedicated hospitals, and there was 2 in the Ukraine. Scenar hospitals. And if you suffered a stroke, you were not leaving that building until you have 100% recovered from that stroke. You see, that's... Do you know what I mean? Western medicine. How are we doing with that? Western medicine. Anyway, Pam, it was just a bit of a broader picture to what exactly Scenar medicine is, and how it came about, and how sad it is that those bastards won't let you have it. Night, folks.